This video was made with Kling 3, and this one was made with Grok Imagine. And today we're going to deep dive and compare these two AI video models and also check out some of Kling 3's awesome new features. And the first test is a simple text to video prompt of a woman in the rain. She's walking and starts to dance. Let's see what results we get. And with Kling, we get this video, which looks reasonably good. She starts dancing and it ends a little abruptly, whereas Grok looks almost a little too polished and has a very plasticky face at the end, which on closer inspection you can see just looks a little bit fake. Compare the two faces side by side and you can see that this is the best shot I got of the Kling 3 face on the left here, but it does look a little bit more realistic to the plasticky face on the right, but it's not really a fair comparison. Both, however, seem to have solid movement, although I believe the Kling one looks a little bit more organic and the Grok animation looks a little bit more cliche, like it's a bit put on. But overall, both look good, but Kling 3.0 definitely has the better realism in this particular instance. But coming back to our ladybug crawling across a watch, and I think that this is also a pretty solid video here from Kling. Has great macro photography and the beetle's moving in a very natural state, although this looks pretty big for a ladybug. And when you move on to Grok, you get the same problem. The ladybug's actually pretty huge. It's not the right size. It is definitely a solid video, but it just doesn't quite look as realistic as the Kling version with all the details and the dust. So you can see here why Kling is being so well regarded for its realism. But another note I like about both of these is how well it's handled the reflection on the face of the watch. Very nice touch. Now I'm going to show you how you can access some of these models right within OpenArt, who has sponsored this video. Now OpenArt have recently completely redesigned their UI and things are so easy to get around that you land and you got your various options here. So if I head into video, I've got all my video options here on the left and I can switch between image tools and video tools. But of course, what we want to do is create a video. So I'm going to click create video up here. I'm going to go through this whole layout a bit more in depth later in the video. But for now, as you can see here, I have my previous prompt. So I'm going to remove that. And just to add a simple text to image prompt, I'm going to type in, a killer cyborg AI is playing chess with an old man in the park. But also, I want it to look realistic, so I have a shot from a vintage movie, realistic, shot on 35mm film. Now I'm going to keep the auto polish turned off for now, but we can do that to improve our prompt automatically. And here we have our model. You see we have Kling 3 selected, and if I click on that, we have Kling 3 Omni, so we can add in some references. Going to go into that in a little while. Also Grok Imagine and a few others. With, I believe there's a few more coming along the way, including C-Dance 2. But otherwise, I can choose to have the audio turned on or off. I'm just going to go off for this particular video. And with the output, I can choose 3 different aspect ratios, including 16:9. At the moment, I have set to 10 seconds. I'm going to bring that back to 5. We can crank it all the way up to 15, but we'll go with 5. I can choose between 720p and 1080p. But for now, I'm going to click off and generate our video. And while we're waiting for that to go through, I'm going to switch from Kling 3 over to Grok Imagine. If I go to output, we only have the option between 480p and 720p. So Kling 3 already has a resolution advantage, but we can still go up to that 15-second mark. Stick it back to 5. We have more aspect ratios to play with, and I'm going to generate that video as well. Now, Kling 3 video has added a weird bit of grain in the middle that just disappears, and is otherwise pretty boring. But the Grok video came with a bit of sound.
Your move, machine. Checkmate 3, you cannot escape.
And I am absolutely terrified. This is probably the first AI video I've ever seen where I genuinely am a little unnerved. It is insanely creepy.
Checkmate 3, you cannot escape.
But at the end of the day, both videos looked real. They were solid. But the Grok one was definitely a lot more interesting, although I think purely by chance. And sometimes Grok splits up the shots, which I don't think is good. But so far with text to image, we can see that, at least so far, Kling 3 seems to be more organic and realistic when you watch it. Grok sometimes splits up shots unexpectedly, which can be a bad thing, especially if you're editing video together and you want that to be the full length of the shot. But also, at least in that one example, Grok can be a bit creepy. Now, there might be other things in there you have noticed, but those are the main points I've picked up so far. But now, how do we use image to video to create a video from one of our existing images? Well, I head back into OpenArt and you can see we can go straight from create video here to animate image. And you can see I have some images in here already. But if I head back, we also have animate image here, which makes it very easy for us to kind of switch and go around between these different options. Now I'm going to get rid of both of these options here, and I can upload an image or I can go into history. And I can choose an image from my image history over here on the right. I'll go with this bunny skateboarding. And then I enter my prompt. I have a bunny go skateboarding and does some tricks Pixar style. So not the best prompt in the world, but it's a good test to see what the models actually use, because there's a lot of flexibility here for them to work with it. So starting off with Kling 3, this time I'll turn the sound on. I hit generate, and I'll do the same for Grok Imagine. We have Kling, sticks to the assignment, while Grok goes a little funny.
Whee, let's do this!
Again, Grok just kind of overdoes it and even switches up that shot. It makes me hard to use this if I'm trying to build some kind of short film, whereas Kling tends to stay to it. The animation is natural in both of them, but Kling has a more usable shot as far as anyone who's looking to edit together a larger video. But in saying that, if you're looking to mix it up, Grok's shots are actually pretty decent if that's what you're after. But let's move on to something a little more grand and detailed in nature. I have this prompt here, where stuff magically appears and the camera zooms out and he casts a spell with energy coming out of the stuff. First, we have Kling, which I think is a pretty nifty and cinematic shot. But Grok adds a little.
By the ancient powers, I summon thee.
And both of these have nice fluid and dynamic animation, camera movement. This is really a matter of personal choice when it comes to choosing between these two videos. But moving on, not long ago I got this with VO3. And the walking backwards is not exactly a good effect. So I thought I'd grab the exact same prompt and image and try it again with Kling 3 and Grok. And the results were much better, with Kling 3 being very cinematic. And again, Grok getting that dynamic movement. I've got to say these models are a lot more reliable at avoiding some of that jankiness that you get with the older models, even with VO3, which is relatively recent. This is definitely a step up, I think, in consistency. But how well do they both handle emotion and facial expression? So I decided to try these 3 prompts with this image. I want the man to smile, also want him to look confused, but also want him to look excited and start dancing. And Kling gives us a very natural and subtle smile, while Grok does a good job also, but is a little bit more animated. Both pretty solid. But switch to confusion with Grok, it's a bit in your face, whereas Kling gets a nice little subtle bit of confusion right at the end of the video. And the pattern comes full circle here, as the excitement and dancing is a lot more downplayed in this Kling video to this Grok video.
Let's go!
So across the board, Kling seems to be more subtle, Grok more animated. But both have a lot of really intense facial detail and a lot of great realism that kind of helps them both to stand out. I also like to play with the angles using the start and end frame. So I have Kling 3 here, and I'm going to go into my history, add in this image as a start frame. Then I'm going to go to my end frame and choose this one next to it. So you see we've got 2 angles of him walking towards the camera and him sort of looking off to the side. So if I add in a prompt to describe what I want to see between those 2 frames, I have a man walks down a busy street, camera pans around him to show the movement of the city around him. I hit generate, and the Kling video starts strong, but then just pans across to another version of him with a slightly different shirt. So it didn't quite work the way we wanted it to. Now you'll notice that when I switch from Kling 3 to Grok, that we lose that end frame. So with Grok, we can only have a start frame. But let's see how well that compares to our start and end frame from earlier. And this looks pretty solid and pretty much exactly what I was thinking would happen with the other video. So I did the same with Kling. I removed the end frame. We got a more natural result just in the other direction. But I think the main issue with the original video was that the shirts actually don't match 100%. Put them side by side, you can see they're not exactly the same. So I decided to go with 2 different images. And this time the subject is identical. So when I generate my video, I get a much better result. And so making sure your subject is identical from image to image is important. And before I move on to showcasing more of the features that Kling actually has, I just want to give you my verdict. When it comes to Kling versus Grok, we can see here, Grok doesn't have a lot of the features I'm about to go into, so there's a big benefit there already. But also, the fact that Kling can go up to 1080p is definitely a big advantage, with Grok only going up to 720p. But Kling just seems to be a little bit more organic and have better realism, and you're more likely to get a better result. However, Grok does tend to animate things a little bit more, so if you need something with a bit more movement, it could be a good model to fall back to, which is another reason why using something like, say, OpenArt is great, because you can choose between models when making your videos. Now, we can also add various elements to our video. Instead of doing a straight start frame, if I come up here to create video, I can come down to the model, which is Kling 3, and choose Kling 3 Omni. And from that, I can add in visual references. So I can go characters and worlds, or I can upload an image. I can even go through my history. So if I go through and pick some of these elements I've used in some previous videos, I can generate a video with these 3 elements included. So I shut this down, type in a new prompt. So I show the car pulling up to the camera with the dog driving. He's wearing a top hat. Samurai in blue armor walks up to the car in the style of a modern film. Background should have trees and streets like 1920. So I want to make sure I describe the background and what I see in the scene as I normally would. But I come down, hit generate, and we get a video using those elements. What's also cool is I can also use what's called Muiltishot. Now this also works with Kling 3, but the fact that we can actually include these elements as well makes it pretty cool. So what I can do is say something like, show a dog wearing a top hat driving a car through the streets with a samurai sitting next to him. This shot goes for 3 seconds. I can then add another shot underneath and describe it. You see the car from far away parked and the samurai hops out of the car. I can then add another shot and simply say, the car drives away, shot from the front. Now this is pretty basic, but we've described 3 shots, and I can hit generate to generate a video with those 3 shots included. So we get shot 1, and then shot 2 of the samurai getting out of the car, shot 3 of him driving off. Although the samurai has disappeared, it had some pretty good consistency from shot to shot with the background, and because it had those elements, they were consistent. But just the samurai missing at the end was a little bit of a shortcoming, but overall, a pretty good result. So now if I wanted to do something without the visual references, I can get rid of them here. I'm going to scroll down, and this time I'm going to go straight to just Kling 3. And I'm going to keep Muiltishot turned on. And the first thing I'm going to say is, an ancient warrior stands on the battlefield, ready to fight as the camera circles him. However, 3 seconds might be a bit long for this shot, so I can click on it and actually drag it down to 2 seconds. And then I can add in another shot, maybe I say something like, camera zooms in on the ancient warrior's face as he looks angry, and then I add one more. The warrior charges ahead toward the camera, shouting. So again, all pretty basic. And I'm going to bring this one up to about 4 seconds. So we have 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and 4 seconds. So we can customize the amount of time each shot is actually going to take. This time I hit generate again, and we get this video here, a nice consistent character, a consistent scene, and he runs off into battle. And you can see the realism is pretty solid, it's nice and consistent, and we can create videos up to 15 seconds. So this is a great way if you're looking to very quickly create a small sequence of shots. What's really cool is in OpenArt itself, I can open this up and I've got a few options. For one, I can just see what prompts I've used, the settings, and I can hit recreate video to bring all the settings back in to reuse those to create another version of this video. And of course, we can delete, share, that kind of thing, and I can modify the video with an AI video editor or even grab a frame so I can continue from here in order to produce another video based off that frame. But what I also like is I can come to upscale, and I have the resolution here, which is original. I can bring it all the way up to say 4K and even increase the frame rate up to 30 or even 120 frames per second. And this is part of what I want to show you, which is the new layout within OpenArt. And they've had a massive upgrade here. So you can see here we can animate an image, so that's image to video, create a video, so text to video. But like I said, edit a video, use motion sync. That's another video I've covered, which I'll pop a card to in a minute, so you can check that out. But there's all these other tools like lip sync, upscale. And if you ever want to switch between video and image tools, you can see we've got so many different options here, like replacing characters. I come down here to image, and we don't actually have to step away from the interface and load a whole new one. This now all works within the one spot. And then of course you have your image tools, so you can create an image or even image variations, or even change camera angle, which is a big one that I've used a lot in the past, face swap, and also an image upscaler. So you've got all these different options here. It is a full AI suite, even down to, if we come down the end here, to audio tools where you can clone your own voice, create voiceovers. I've actually combined a lot of these tools in the past to create characters and generate images, turn them into videos, and then even cloned or created a voice to use the lip sync tool. So you've got all these tools you can string together really quite effectively. And then down here, we also have a bunch of character tools, so you can create a character very easily, including a character video. What's really cool is if I say, come over to the image tab here, and I want to say create an image, for one, I can just choose my model as I did down here. Everything is consistent across the board. So we have Nano Banana Pro. Maybe I type in something like a killer cyborg playing chess. Generate that. Once the image has been rendered, I can head on back, and if I want to say change the camera angle, the drag and drop interface between tools is really, really cool. So I can take, say, this one here and just drag it in. I don't have to worry about clicking too many buttons. I can change the angle, get something like this, or even create all angles if I want to, but I just simply hit generate, and I've been able to generate this angle really quickly. But then, because we have this whole drag and drop interface all sort of mixed together, I come down here to the bottom to the video tools, and I go create video, and I go animate image, and remove this image from earlier, and I'm going to switch over to Kling 3, and then I can simply drag in one frame, drag in the other frame, and it's very easy for me just to drag and drop things back and forth from my creations on the right into the sort of toolbar on the left. I add in my prompt, camera pans down to show a cyborg and an old man playing chess, and I can generate that. And now I've very easily been able to create this video by simply dragging back and forth and using the various tools in OpenArt. And their new interface really does make things a lot easier. By having it all in one place, they've been able to streamline the process and make any kind of AI media creation exceptionally easy with all the best models and tools available right at the click of a button. So definitely check that out. There's a link in the description to OpenArt. They are the sponsor of this video, so I want to thank them for sponsoring the video. But if you want to see a full workshop where I go through this new layout and sort of touch on the tools and how they work, make sure you leave a like on this video so I can see that you guys are after that kind of information. So otherwise, that's the video for today, guys. If you can check out Kling Motion, I have a video on the screen right now for that. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon, and have a great day.